Hello, my name is Bridget Islas. I am in section 109 of Strategic Management and Decision Making. This is the CAPSIM dashboard that that my team, Ferris, and I were able to put together on Tableau. We have right here, you see that we have three different graphs. Measure by company, which is a bar chart. Measure comparison, which is a scatter plot, and then down here measure by round, which is a line graph. If we go ahead and place the measure by ROS, which is return on sales, you can see here that both Baldwin and Ferris were negative on their return on sales for round one. Round two, Ferris is still continued to be, my group is still negative. However, Baldwin was able to catch up and become a little more on the positive side with Digby at the top here. And then in round three, the average Baldwin and Erie and Ferris were on the negative side of the line, with Andrews being on top at the end of round three. You could also see that in measure by comparison. If you go to round one, Ferris is all the way at the bottom here. Baldwin is second to last, and Digby is top at the end of round one. However, if you go to round two, Baldwin catches up a little bit more. Digby's still at the top. Ferris still at the bottom. And then round three, Ferris again still at the bottom. Digby third place, and Andrews actually catching up at the top here. And then you could also see that by measure by round. Here in round one, all the companies were kind of in a similar area by the end of round one, but you could see there was a significant difference in round two for Ferris. We were not able to save our decisions after round one, so then we were negatively impacted there. But we were able to catch up a little bit more here by the end of round three. And so that way you could just see all of that there. And it shows you different in each round, but it's not as concise. So it's a better view if you see it with all the companies and all the rounds. If you change the measure to profit here, you can see that it's also like parallel to the ROS, because Ferris at the end of round one is negative, also with Baldwin, just like in ROS. Round two, Baldwin was able to get closer to the line of the zero line, but Ferris is very much still negative. And at the end of round three, Ferris negative with Andrews with the most profit by the end of round three, and Baldwin catching up there, as well as Baldwin and Erie also in the negative along with Ferris. You could also see in profit here, it's a little more clear on the scatter plot. If you go to all, then go to round one. Ferris up at the bottom, Digby at top for round one, and by the end of round three, Andrews at the top and Ferris at the bottom, still with Digby in third place. And the average here is a little bit of towards the negative side, just because Ferris was the outlier right there. And there you go. That's a pretty concise analysis of the first three rounds of the CAPSIM simulation. with my team. Ferris doing not so well the first 3 rounds. We were able to catch up by the end of the simulation. Um, but these are the first 3 rounds.